Yapping Fever.
Hello, welcome to Yapping Fever, the podcast about all things 20s, careers, dreams, chaos, growth, and the realness of adulting. I'm your host Tamara, and let's get into today's yap. So, I've decided that I'm going to start these podcast episodes off with giving you a recommendation, more specifically, a creative recommendation. It will be something that I've done in the last 2 weeks that's either creative or like I've watched something or something that just links to the arts that I'm recommending you do, or like if you're interested when you want to do more creative things to come back and have some ideas. So this week I'm recommending Letterboxd, which is the online service and like free subscription that you can get that allows you to rate movies. It's like Goodreads, which is for books, but for movies. I'm sure lots of people know about it. I'm sure lots of you already use it, but I actually had no idea. And as an actor, I love it. I think it's such a cool thing. I currently have a notes app on my phone that has all the movies I want to watch. And when I watch them, I like tick them off. So using a free subscription where I can watch movies and rate them out of 5 stars, leave a review. You can find other people's like watch lists or like themes that like you should watch when like you're 22 and heartbroken, or you just got a new job and you want to impress your boss type of movies. All different genres, and yeah, I think it's great. I got my subscription literally yesterday, and I watched the movie Fly Me to the Moon last night, which is the new one with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, and I loved it. So I rated it 4 stars. I'm going to write a little review and post it, and I just think it's great. I'm really looking forward to using this year. So I think it's something that if you're into like rating things and staying on top of your movies, you should download it too. On today's episode, I'll be talking about the new year. 2025 is here. Woohoo! I love when the new year rolls around. It's really exciting, but we are officially a few weeks into January, so the holiday break is well and truly over. It's still early enough that some of you might be hustling with those New Year's resolutions, while others have gone back into your normal habits and old routines. Today, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the resolutions and the idea of a new year. So let's start with New Year's resolutions. Honestly, this year, I haven't set any. The reason behind that is simple. If I don't achieve them, I feel like I make it into a massive deal. In 2024, I set one resolution, only one, and I didn't achieve it. It was a career goal, and I just couldn't accomplish it last year. Looking back, I realized that goal wasn't entirely in my control. Yes, part of it depended on my actions, but other parts of it involved other people and circumstances that I can't control. So it just didn't happen. When 2024 came to a close, I felt like I hadn't accomplished anything the entire year. All because I didn't reach that one goal. Not going to lie, the pressure hit hard. I felt pathetic for not achieving it. I had to consciously remind myself that I'd accomplished other things throughout the year because that one unmet goal was overshadowing everything else. So I decided I don't want to repeat it this year. That goal is still an important one for me to achieve, and it's a goal that I'll probably have for a long time. Once I reach it, I'll probably repeat it and strive to it again. But for now, I'm not putting the pressure on myself to achieve it in 1 year. It will happen when it happens. And if it doesn't happen this year, it might be because I'm putting my time and my energy into something else which is just as valuable. I just don't want to set all these New Year's resolutions, hit the end of the year, and feel like I failed because I didn't achieve them all. In addition to New Year's resolutions, let's talk about vision boards. Again, I didn't do a vision board this year. They've become such a huge thing in the past, and I know lots of people do them. I did one last year, and I tore it off my wall twice. Not once, twice. I tore it off the first time, and then I was like, don't be silly, and I put it back up a few weeks later. And then I had another mental breakdown along the path, and I whipped it off again. And I did that because my life wasn't looking like the photos on the vision board. Having all those images in front of me created more pressure and made me feel so much worse about myself than if I'd just gone with the flow. If I took that vision board out of my cupboard, which is where it's currently sitting, I would probably say that I've started to achieve some of those goals. Not all, but some. The thing is, I was trying to hit these goals that were too big to achieve in 1 year. I was aiming for the 0 to 100 in 365 days, which was impossible because I had to get all these little milestones first. I've actually started making progress on some of those smaller steps, but I only put the end goal pictures on my vision board. It would have been more realistically if I created one last year that was a manifestation for the next 5 years of my life rather than 1 year. Additionally, this vision board wasn't just a career-related board. It had every category, from health and fitness to travel to career to social life. There was no way I could accomplish all those goals and transform my life in every section in 1 year. I'm 23. I don't actually have to hit all my life goals in 1 year. But when you make a vision board, you don't think of that. They're exciting and fun, and you get caught up in you get caught up in making it, that you don't think about all these little milestones you have to hit first. So the timeline of what you can actually complete in a year is way off to what your vision board looks like. And because of that, for me at least, it created an overwhelming pressure that was not helpful for my year. So even though I didn't accomplish my New Year's resolution and everything off my vision board, I actually had a good year. I had lots of fun. I hit goals that were more realistic but just as important in the long run. I'm going to let you in on some of my achievements in 2024. I traveled to 2 new countries. I'm a huge traveler. I absolutely love it. So going on 2 international trips is honestly a goal for me. I went to Hawaii, USA with my boyfriend, and then I went to Thailand with my mum. I did a Deakin University campaign, which was a modeling job, and that campaign put ads out online. It was really cool. I'd open Facebook or YouTube, or my friends would send me something, and there was my face on a university ad. I actually think it's a really big career achievement, yet I felt like I didn't achieve anything in my career, which is silly because I literally modeled for a university. And when I look back at it, I am really proud of myself for it. I quit a job that I wasn't liking anymore, and then I got a new job because that's important because you always need income. I know this podcast wasn't out in 2024, but it was the year that I decided to fully commit and make a podcast. I'd been thinking about this for many months in 2024. It definitely wasn't a last minute decision. So I'm proud that I decided to go on this journey and do a podcast. I went to the Eras tour to see Taylor Swift perform, which for me, honestly, is a life goal of mine because I'm the biggest Swiftie. I love her. It was one of the best nights of my life. I had many fun nights with friends. I went on short little trips with my girls. I read 15 books, which is the most amount of books I've ever read in a year. I took acting classes and improved my skills. I even learnt to cry on cue, which is something I could never do with acting. So extremely proud. I watched musicals. I started reformer Pilates for the first time. I had lots of accomplishments, and I've had many great memories last year. And to think all these things that I've listed that made me happy had nothing to do with my one resolution that I set. In 2025, I want to embrace a more relaxed and a go with the flow lifestyle. This year, I'm doing what I'm calling New Year reminders. New Year reminders are things in my life that I want to remind myself to keep coming back to and to keep growing with throughout the year. I think it's a nicer approach to the new year as it doesn't have the pressure to achieve specific goals, but there's still room for development. It also gives you the opportunity to reflect on last year, remember what you enjoyed and what you missed out on, and what you've decided that you're going to give your energy to this year. So let's get into it. Number 1 of my reminders is a better mindset. More specifically, to stop comparing myself to others, to be kinder to myself, and have confidence. They say the comparison is the thief of all joy. And oh my God, did I feel that in 2024. Last year, I really became a true victim of comparing myself to others, if they were celebrities, influencers, acquaintances, or my best friends. And it's not a trait I want to continue doing. It's really negative, there's no way to win, and it just makes you feel bad about yourself. I literally had to deactivate my social media accounts for a while last year because my mental health was so low, and it all happened for me comparing my life to other people's. And of course, they were sharing the best part of their lives. And while I don't know what was going on behind the scenes in their life, I still got caught up in comparing my life with their highlighted reels. It made me feel like shit, especially because my life was not unfolding the way I imagined it would, and I wasn't hitting expectations I'd set for myself as quickly as I thought. And honestly, I just need to let it go. Like, their journey is not mine. It's great for them and fantastic. They're doing fantastic in their life, but I need to stop tearing myself down for not being as far along as them in my journey, because thinking so negatively about myself will not help. And I don't want their journey anyway. That's theirs. And I need to have my own life and my own journey. This also started happening with body image, which is why I wanted to incorporate being kinder to myself. I do think some of it started off as like backhanded comments. None of them were compliments to myself. Like, oh my God, I look so ugly right now. Or, ew, I look fat in that photo. Or, I hate myself in this outfit. And even though it started off very small and I wasn't really conscious of it, it became more consistent and more believable. Again, it had the element of comparing myself and my looks to others. And of course, I was picking myself apart for not looking like people I literally could not look like. Because, for example, if someone looked great, I'd be like, they're so short and I'm not short. Like, I literally cannot be Sabrina Carpenter's height. I'm not 5 foot. So of course we look different. Or I compare myself to my best friend who's like tanned and I'm pale, so like our complexions are different, which means of course we can't like rock the same outfits or the same like colors sometimes. And I actually think last year was the worst because it was the color of the pale yellow that came into trend. And as a pale redhead, yellow does not work on me. It does not work on my complexion. And I feel like sometimes you like see it on a rack and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do it. Everyone's trying it. Maybe I'll get into the yellow too. And you try it on the change room and then you look at your complexion and you're like, oh my fucking God. Oh my God, yellow's not my color. I look really bad. Yeah. So bring back the cherry red, please. Or like dark greens, because that's where I thrive. So this comparing my life to others and my looks to others and talking negatively about myself stems to the last part of having a better mindset that I want to have in 2025. The last part is radiating confidence. I want to feel good and I want to look good, and that stems from having a better mindset. So every time I make a comment in my head like, I don't look good, I'm shutting it down. I'm trying really hard to correct it quickly. For example, if I see a photo of myself and my first thought is, I look ugly, I'm changing it to, no, I look beautiful. Or at least giving myself a compliment, like, I like my hair in that photo. Sometimes I'm even going with like, I look human, which I actually think is important because it allows you to look like a human. You don't have to strive for perfection and you don't have to be stunning every second. And I think it's a hard thing to wrap your brain around sometimes these days, because in society, influencers and celebrities and like things with like Botox and like clinging to your youth has become the forefront of social media, and everyone's trying to look perfect. And we're humans. We're not perfect. We're allowed to have flaws. And I don't need to look stunning every moment of my life. So I'm finding that just reminding myself that I'm human is a nicer way to not criticize my looks. And then from that, I'm adding the confidence of, oh, I look stunning, and switching my mindset to be kinder to myself and have more confidence. Reminder 2 for 2025 is to exercise regularly. For my exercise, I'm trying to manage 3 different types of exercises to do on a regular basis. These are the ones that I want to be able to stick to a schedule for. Last year, I really got into a form of Pilates, and I've been doing that regularly about 2 to 3 times a week. I absolutely love it. It's become my favorite form of exercise to do. It's the first time I really like focus on strength, and I think my body has had a big improvement on incorporating getting muscles as well, like my other exercises, running. So it's good to be able to have muscles and build strength so I don't get injured. It's also so fun. I love the class dynamic. And I got a class pack, which ends up being like about $20 a class, which is really good. So if you haven't tried a form of Pilates, highly recommend if you want to try a new form of movement for your body. The other exercise I do is running, and this year I want to do it continually throughout the year. It's definitely the form of exercise that I stop the earliest, like I fall out of routine quicker, or if I get sick, I find it a lot harder to get back into. This year so far, I've been running and I've already been improving a lot. My pace is the quickest it's ever been, and I've been doing 5 kilometers a few times a week. So I'm happy with how it's progressing. I just want to keep it up. I'm aiming to do running twice a week so that I don't like run for a month and then not run for 3 months and then get back into it for 3 weeks and fall out. I just want to stick to like a schedule, even if it comes like once a week. I just want to do it pretty regularly throughout the year. My final one is walking. I go on lots of walks already. I have a golden retriever named Archer. He needs to be walked. So it's a form of exercise that I regularly do. And I like it because it's easy, yet I'm still getting movement to my body. And this year, I am really trying to hit 10,000 steps every day. So fitting in some more walks where I normally wouldn't go is definitely contributing to that. Number 3 of my reminders this year is to be more creative. Like many people, I spend too much time on my phone doom scrolling. This year, I want to stay off my phone more, or if I am on my phone or technology, to remind myself to do something other than scrolling, something that's beneficial to me. Some examples that I'm going to do, but also you could try, are digital scrapbooking, making or editing vlogs, or making content for my own socials, rather than just scrolling on other people's socials. Doing quizzes. I do the weekly 50 quiz with my boyfriend pretty regularly. It's an Australian quiz, drops every Friday, I believe, and it's got like 50 questions. It's a great way for us to connect rather than just sitting on our phones doing our own things. Watching movies and TV shows without touching my phone. I'm actually very good at this. I think because I want to be an actor, I put my phone away when I watch things, but it's really important to put the phone down. You don't need to scroll as well. Your attention span should be able to sit for a movie. I do want to get into watching more like YouTube vlogs though. I feel like I have lots of friends who do that, but I haven't delved into that side of YouTube yet. And I think that would be good because you get the like content of being on like socials, but it's not as toxic and bad for your mental health as just doom scrolling through so many people. You get to just sit there and watch like a lifestyle vlog. So I want to do that. Listening to audiobooks and to podcast, it's a great way to habit stack, especially if you're like cleaning. Because when I clean, sometimes I'll like be on TikTok and then I have to touch my phone every 16 seconds to scroll a video. Put in a podcast, put in an audiobook. There's so many out there. Listen to Yapping Fever, guys. Outside technology, I still want to do more creative things. I'd like to do more painting. I'd like to get into journaling more. I'd like to cook and bake more and expand into recipes that I've never done, which is pretty much every recipe because I don't really cook. I want to do more acting things. I just want to put my time and energy into more important but also fun outlets rather than just being on my phone. It's actually about having productive downtime. Like when you know you need to rest and you've been at work all day or you've been to the gym, if you don't plan your downtime, you will touch your phone and doom scroll. So it's about being like, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to watch this movie I really wanted to watch, or I'm going to bake something. And if you plan your productive downtime, you should be able to not be on your phone and doom scroll as much. And it allows you to focus on things that are fun and creative and you don't need to go on your phone. A brief recap of what my New Year reminders are that you're welcome to also use too. Number 1, better mindset, including radiating confidence, being kinder to myself, and not comparing my life to others. Number 2, regular exercise to make yourself feel good and strong. Number 3, phone away, productive downtime, and stay creative. Okay, this next segment is a fun one that I want to include. It is a bingo card segment. I'm not sure if any of you have seen the bingo cards going around on social media. They're really on TikTok, but it's a fun little thing to do that I think will make your 2025 more fun. So I've made one. This is my one. It's super cute. I made it on Canva. And it isn't about like achieving specific goals. It's just like fun things that you can do to make 2025 a better year, or things that I feel like I really do need to complete this year. So some of them are more like reminders, and if I get to the end of 2025 and I feel like I've done it at least a bit more than 2024, I can cross it off. Other ones are things that if I do it once, I can just cross it off. So I'm going to go through mine with you today so you can get some ideas of what you might like to do, and just how I'm approaching 2025. So number 1 is to run a 5K race with my boyfriend. My boyfriend has been getting into running with me this year, and we're both kind of not runners, but we're having lots of fun running together, doing exercise together. And I think it would be fun if we have like the goal to just do a fun run together. It doesn't have to be like, it's not like an actual race, like we want to win something. It's just a fun little like activity. You get out and about. You normally just, I've done lots of fun runs before and they're always such a good atmosphere. So I want to do one with him. Number 2 is to watch a sunrise. This is a lot harder for me than if it was like to watch a sunset because I really struggle to get up early in the morning. I got up at 9 today and I was still tired. So I want it to be intentional. I feel like you can just watch a sunset like out the window and like, oh yeah, nice. But a sunrise, I want to like get up early. I want to go to a place like a beach or a place that has a nice view and I want to sit there. I want to be present and I want to watch the sunrise. Number 3 is to do some dance classes. Last year, I really wanted to get into dance and I did one class and that's it. And I just want to do it a bit more. It doesn't have to be regularly. Like I don't have to sign up to a whole like course, but I want to do some that are fun. I think I find it a little embarrassing because I'm more of like a beginner or intermediate dancer. And I feel like when you're an adult, if you do dance, you're like a pro and I'm not. So I just want to get out there and try some dance classes. I think it'll be fun. Good way to get some exercise. Number 4 is to cook more recipes. I've said before, I'm not a big cook. So like cooking anything would be great. And I really want to focus on cooking more dinners. I also feel like I want to bake a bit more. I feel like I only bake cookies and like cake. Like it would be cool to also try like some more unique recipes for baking. Number 5 is to do a paid photo shoot. I didn't want to put an acting goal on here because last year I didn't achieve mine and I didn't want to feel pressure. But modeling was a little bit in the background last year and I really want to focus on it more this year. I'm really excited to do more modeling this year and I just wanted to have a little goal to remind myself to focus on it. My bingo card will be on the back of my door, so I'm going to see it. So I can just remind myself, I want to model. Like, let's do a paid photo shoot. How fun. Number 6 is to be more extroverted. I am a very introverted person. I know it probably doesn't come off that way because I have a podcast, but I'm really shy. If you meet me for the first time in person, I take quite a while to warm up. Once I know you, I never stop talking. I'm literally a yapper, but I definitely kind of when I go out, like I don't talk first. And I think I want to try and just be more confident and be more extroverted. Number 7 is to visit Greece. I don't know. Just be cool. Just be cool to go to Greece or something, you know? I hear they got really good beaches. Like maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. Number 8 is to write a script. This isn't an acting goal, but it does tie into acting. I wanted last year to do a bit of writing. I didn't do it. So I want to push myself to write something. I didn't make it a specific goal, like it has to lead to anything or I have to achieve to write like this big script or a play. It could literally be like I watch a TV show and I rewrite the script how I think it should go, like for a scene, how a scene should go. It's not serious. I just want to start to experiment with some writing and some script writing. Number 9 is to journal. I used to journal quite a lot. I had a diary in like high school and it was a great way for me to write down my emotions. And I haven't done that in the last 2 years. And I think it's beneficial and I like it. So I want to get back into journaling. Again, it's a way to stay off my phone. Number 10 is to start a podcast. Ding, 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 ding. I've done that one, so I can cross it off. But to be a bit more specific, it would be to continue to post on this podcast and to make it regular and to, keep putting content out for you guys, but also for myself. But I'm excited. I put a little smiley face next to that one. My next one is to edit a travel vlog. I made a travel vlog when I went to Hawaii and when I went to Thailand last year. I went to all the effort of filming it and I just haven't edited it. I think the end content is something I'd really like to see. It's not to go anywhere. It's just for me. But like I did Thailand with my mom. Like she'd love to have the vlog. So I've really got to just sit down and get through the nitty gritty of editing and make it. Cause why not? My next one is to go surfing. My parents got me a lovely, beautiful pink surfboard for my 21st birthday and it has not been used enough. I've surfed once this year already, but I want to do it more times. I reckon I need to go at least 3 more times for me to cross it off. It's a bit hard because like I don't live right near a beach. So I have to like strap my board to my roof, but I want to make the effort to go out and surf. I like being in the ocean, and I'm not really good at surfing, but it's something that like you don't have to be good at it to enjoy it. Just go and have fun and try it. My next one is to make some pottery. Pottery is something that I've wanted to do for ages, but I've never done before, like properly. So I want to do either like a wheel throwing class or even just make some at home with like clay. Just want to make some pottery. I feel like it'd be so cute to like make the little like mugs that people have. So yeah, I'm going to do pottery this year. I paint a bit more, but pottery is going to be fun and I'm looking forward to it. My next one, if I do anything this year, it has to be this. I swear to God, it has to be this. It is to delete unused camera roll photos. I cannot tell you how many photos I have on my phone. I literally can't. There is so many. And I'm making a podcast and I'm filming this, so like I'm contributing more to it. I pay $15 a month for my iCloud on Apple, which is so bad. One day it would be great to not have to pay for that, but I can't see that happening this year. But I at least want to go through and delete photos. Like if I go out with friends and take photos, delete the ones straight away that I don't like, that like I'm moving and I'm never going to look at. Also like delete screenshots that I do not need. So I'm doing that this year. It will be crossed out by the end of the year, I promise. Deleting unused camera roll photos. My next one is to go on a camping trip. I haven't camped since I think it was 2021 that me and my girls did like a road trip to South Australia. And I love camping. I grew up camping. It's a great way to connect with nature. It's a social thing because like I'd go with my boyfriend or I'd go with my friends. So I definitely want to do a camping trip this year. And my last one is to make a new friend. If you are my friend, I'm not replacing you. I love you all. But I think it just links to being more extroverted. And I'd like to make the effort to like talk to people and just make a new friend, have a new buddy. You know, it doesn't hurt to have one more friend. So that is my bingo card. Please feel free to use inspiration from it, make your own. The best thing about bingo cards is that they're not New Year's resolutions. They do not have to be done in the first week of January. It can be done this month. You can even decide in March you want to do one. And I just think it's a fun way to add some more spice into your year. I look at this and I don't have to achieve everything on here, but if I do just a few of them, like if I do some dance classes, cook more, journal, and go on a camping trip, what a great 2025 it's been. So focus on a theme or something that's not linked to like a career that's like make or break, or even not like specific like exercise goals, because you don't want to have that many, I feel like, goals that link to like exercising or dieting personally, but do something that's like hobbies you want to try, restaurants you want to go to, how you want your social life to look. Yeah, I think it's really fun. Highly recommend. Finally, for 2025, I'm also trying this other new tradition, which is to have a song of the year and to have a word of the year. I think this is great. The song of the year is something that you're supposed to listen to throughout the year. You're supposed to choose at the start, but also like come back to it. You add it to playlists, you play it regularly, and you want it to be a song that like encapsulates how you want this year to be. I chose, of course, a Taylor Swift song, but I chose Shake It Off. It wasn't my first choice. I had to listen to a few songs, and when I played that one, I feel like it spoke to me. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I need for my year. I want to shake it off. I want to do my own thing, and I don't want to worry about the negativity. I don't want to care about the haters. I just want to have a fun year. I also feel like it's not a serious song. It's about being carefree, having fun, which I've talked about this whole podcast, which is like not setting like big things in stone, like just going with the flow, which is what I think Shake It Off is. It started off with being like, the first lyric is like, I stay out too late. And I was like, yeah, I want to stay out too late. I want to party. I want to have fun. And then it's like, you make the moves up as you go. And I'm like, yes, I'm just trying new things and putting myself out there. So this song is mine for the year. Shake It Off. It also has the best bridge where it's like, my ex-man but his new girlfriend. She's like, oh my God, but I'm just going to shake. I always have to perform it dramatically when it comes on. So I'm excited. That's my song. My word of the year is lion-hearted. First of all, it's a beautiful word. Second of all, it means brave, determined, and courageous, which is also what I want to encapsulate this year. I want to be brave. You know, I've said I want to be more extroverted. I want to put myself out there. I even think putting a podcast out for me was being brave. I don't have like a massive following, so I feel like sometimes it might come off as like cringy as like doing something like this, but I was like, no, like I want to do this. Why not? I'm going to be brave. I'm also going to be determined this year to like continue to keep posting to this podcast. I'm going to be determined to keep working on my career goals, determined to have a fun year. And it's also about being courageous, which is very similar to brave and determined, but just putting myself out there and, you know, doing it, having the best year yet. And I really hope that 2025 year is going to be your best year. I have a feeling it's going to be my best year. I'm not going to lie, making New Year reminders, doing a bingo card, and having a song of the year and a word of the year has made me really excited for this new year. So I highly recommend that you do it too. Please let me know if you do anything that I've mentioned today. I'd love to hear about it. I really would. That's a wrap on today's episode. You can follow the podcast at Yapping Fever on Instagram, or also my personal Instagram at Tamara Barton if you want an insight into the highlighted life of my 20s. Feel free to DM me on either of those accounts if you do your bingo card or if you want to tell me what your song of the year is. Thank you so much for listening to this entire episode. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to having our next Yap very soon, which will be fortnightly on Sundays. That's when I'm planning to drop the episodes. So get ready for a whole year of Yapping Fever. Thanks so much, guys.